Hello, good evening. Welcome to today's CSME's class, and we'll be looking at a very interesting topic today, which is titled Environmental Analysis. Now, what is an environment? I'm sure that word is not new to us. In fact, we use it almost every time. An environment is simply anything that is not part of the entity, that is not part of the business. Examples of an environment are the customers, the competitors, the markets, the governments, etc. Those are what we call environment. And we all know that a business cannot exist in isolation from its environment, because a business tends to interact with its environment every day. For example, when I was giving you examples of environment, I said customers. Now we know most businesses interact with their customers every blessed day. So we can say an entity interacts with its environment and cannot exist in isolation from its environment. Okay, we have two types of environments. We have our macro environment and we have our micro environment. A macro environment involves the external environment in terms of the political aspect, the legal aspect, the social aspect, the cultural aspect, while our micro environment involves the operating environment of the firm, such as our customer, our suppliers, and our competitors. Okay, having said that, let's go down to the next paragraph, which talk about environmental analysis. Now we know what analysis means. Analysis means studying a particular item of interest. Now when we say environment and we say environmental analysis, it's just studying your environment, looking at the factors around your environment, taking note of the risks in the environment and how to treat those risks, taking note of the strengths, taking note of the opportunities in the environment, and how for you to use that opportunity to your advantage, and how to avoid threats or anything in the environment that tends to reduce your profitability or the essence in which your business was created in the first place. Now, what is the purpose of this environmental analysis? Okay, the purpose of the environmental analysis is to know, it's just like a proactive measure for you to know what is going on in the environment, for you to be aware of things going on in the environment that will affect your business. So that's one of the purpose of environmental analysis. Now, for us to carry out this environmental analysis, we need to make use of models, and today we'll be looking at two models. We are going to be looking at our pestle model and our Porter diamond model. And our pestle model is used to identify factors in the macro environment of an entity, which I talked about earlier on. The macro environment includes political aspects of the environment, the legal aspect of the environment, and so on. While our Porter diamond model is used to analyze the reasons why entities in particular countries have significant competitive advantage over similar entities in the same industry. Alright, we'll start with the first one, which is our pestle model. Now, a pestle model is a strategic tool that is used to identify, analyze, organize, and monitor key external factors that can have an impact on an organization now and in the future. Okay, I know this paragraph looks too choked up, or find it difficult to comprehend what we are trying to say, but simply what we are just trying to say is that a pestle analysis is a framework to analyze the key factors influencing an organization from the outside. I said earlier on that a pestle analysis is usually used for the macro environment. So what we're just saying here is that it is a tool that is used to analyze these macro factors that can affect the organization or the company. And we have 6 categories of these environmental factors. We have our political environment, we have our economic environment, our social and cultural environment, our technological environment, and our ecological influence, and the last one is legal environment. All right. Okay, let's start with the first one, which is political environment. We are all used to the term politics. I'm sure we've been hearing politics now and then, almost every day. Okay, so when we're talking about politics, we're just looking at how the government actions can affect a particular business. There are particular actions that government will carry out that tend to affect businesses. So when we're talking about our political, when a organization is carrying out pestle analysis, is trying to analyze the environment in its business and is looking towards the political factor, is trying to see if there are particular things or particular government policy that can intervene or affect its business. Now, what are the examples of this factor that can affect your business? Okay, we have our corruption level. We have our tax policies, we have government stability, we have freedom of press, we have political actions committee, we have lots and lots of factors, of political factors. Okay, now when you are analyzing a business using pestle analysis and you are looking at it from the political point of view, you begin to ask yourself questions like, who are the persons in power? What are their views on business policies? Is there any tax changes that is going to be brought that will affect your business negatively or positively? You ask yourself all those type of questions that will make you, what is the level of government subsidy? Are they putting subsidy on on products that will be of advantage to us? You understand? You begin to find out all those things, find out things in the environment that has to do with politics that can affect your business. So we have a list of them. We have government involvement in trade unions and agreement, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll move to the second one, which is our economic factors. Now, economic factors are all those economic influences on an entity. So things in the economic environment, they include the growth rate, the interest rate, the inflation rate. You ask yourself questions like, is the economy stable? Is it growing? Is it stagnant? Is it declining? What of the exchange rates? Is there tendency for it to increase? Is there tendency for it to drop? And if it does increase and drop, how will it affect your business? What is the unemployment rate? Do we have skilled workforce? Do we have unskilled labor? Which one will be better for us? Will it be expensive to hire skilled labor or not? Those are questions you ask yourself. You ask so many questions concerning the economy. You ask of the stock market trend. What trend is the stock market going? What is the trend of the stock market? Is this trend affecting our business? So just looking at the economy and comparing it to your business, what does this economic state now have to do with the growth of my own business? That is simply what pestle analysis does. Okay, we go to the next one, which is our social environment, and this one has to do with the social and cultural influences in the countries or region in which it operates. Now, when your business is in a particular place, different persons have different cultures, different persons have different lifestyles. So when your business is established in a particular location, you have to look at the environment, look at their social lifestyle, their cultural lifestyle, and how it will affect your business. You look at things like, are there taboos in this place that is going to affect my business? Are there religious beliefs that will, like for example, a company that does let's say beer, company produces beer, let's say Gouda or Guinness for example. If they go and open a business in a new factory in a particular environment, they need to analyze, do these people, do their religion forbid them from drinking beer? You understand? You ask yourself those type of questions in terms of their social cultural, their education. Are they really educated enough in this place? You understand? You ask things about their social environment that may tend to affect your business. I could, you can see the list in the document. We have our birth rate and our death rates, our immigration and immigration rate, family size and structure, lifestyles, health consciousness, attitude towards government, attitude towards work. Are the people here lazy? Will we be able to get staff from this place? Buying habits. Are they people that like to buy stuff? Are they people that don't like to buy stuff? Their cultural norms and values, their religions, their beliefs, their educational level, their attitudes towards product quality. Are they type of people that like to buy products that have high quality irrespective of the price? Or are they persons that are so concerned about price, they are looking for cheap products, they are not concerned if the quality is good or not, as long as it can satisfy what they need at that particular time? Their attitude towards foreign people. Do they embrace foreign companies coming? Will they patronize a foreign company? Well, we will have attitudes towards local goods. There are some persons that will never buy Nigerian goods because they just believe that it cannot be of good quality. So before you establish business, when you are established, you need to look at this environmental stuff that can affect your business. So we move to the next one, which is the technological factors, and this consists of the science and technology available to an organization, and it changes in development of science and technology. We all know we are in the science and technology world or era right now. The world is fast moving towards science and technology. Science is doing most things that humans used to do before. So you ask yourself questions like, are there any new technologies that you could be using? Do your competitors have access to new technologies that can redefine their products? If yes, how can you get access to those technologies too that will boost your own business? You understand? You ask all those type of questions. You find out, you go out, you find out, you carry out survey to find out these things so you can take the next step to ensure that your business grows or your business does not crumble. Alright, so we have our list here. We have our technology incentives, we have our access to technology, level of innovation, technological awareness, internet infrastructure. Now we move to the next one, which is environmental factors or ecological factors, and these are factors that has to do with how will I put it now? It just has to do with the environment itself, like the weather, the climate, the way the place is it prone to natural disasters? Are there pollution in the environment? For example, if you are someone that sells sweater, your company is to sell sweater, you have that idea, you want to sell sweater, your company sells sweater, you have to look at your environment. With the sweater sell in this particular area, is this area a cold region? So those are environmental factors. Then natural disaster, this place, is it prone to flood? Is it prone to earthquake? You ask yourself all those questions. Then we have our pollution. Okay, now we move to the last one, which is legal factor. And legal factor consists of the laws and regulation affecting an entity. The laws and the regulation affecting an entity. We have certain laws that are put in place by the government to make sure the country is in order. Now, those laws, what is the effect of those laws on your business? We have laws like employment laws, consumer protection laws, health and safety laws. You look at those laws, you take time to sit down, observe the laws and say, do these laws, are they in line with the laid down laws of our own company, or they're going to have adverse effects on the growth of our company. For example, if there's a law that persons over 50 should not be involved in production process, that is manual labor production process, and your company is in a particular area where the persons coming to apply for jobs are above 50, you see there's a serious problem. Those persons they are coming with the intention to work, and they're telling you that they are agile and capable to work, but the law says anybody that employs somebody above 50 in manual labor work, it will be sued. So you see that the law is contrary. So to you have to find a way to enable for you to what deal with that particular, because that one has become a particular problem or issue in your company. So you have to find a way to deal with that particular issue. Either you go and look for labor force from outside, and if you are looking for labor force from outside your environment, you have to increase their salary because of transportation, or you have to build quarters for them where they can stay, and in doing so it might tend to increase the cost of your goods you are producing. So you look at ways for you to balance it, because we all know the law of demand and supply. The higher the price, the lower the demand. If you employing persons from outside will increase the cost of the goods, you look at it, if the cost of goods increase from 8 naira to 10 naira, what will be the effect on our demand? You understand? So you can see that these particular factors are very important in strategic planning. So we'll go back to just recap them. We have our first one, which is our political factor. That's the government. That's to do with government policy. Anytime you see anything that is related to government policy, because this analysis most time you solve them in case study questions. So when you are reading the story or the case before you, you try to look at where you can relate it to this analysis. So anytime you see anything about government, you should know that what it's a political factor. Then the next one is economic. So when you are seeing things that is related to economics like interest rate, unemployment, inflation, you should know that what they are economic factors. Then social factors, we talked about buying habits, health consciousness, educational level, attitudes, just religion. We talked about a lot of things in um social factors. So whenever you see items related to this, you should know that they should fall under the social factor category. Then technology, we all know what technology is: IT, science and tech. So anytime you see factors that has to do with internet, innovation, equipment, all those things, you should know that they are under technological factor. Then environmental or ecological factor is when we are talking about things like weather, climate, natural disasters, and so on and so forth. Then our legal factors, legal, from the name legal, you should know it has to do with anything that has to do with laws. Alright, having said that, we can move to the next model, which is our Porter Diamond model. Now, our Porter Diamond model is a model that was developed by Michael Porter, and it's just the model was created so as to explain why particular industries are more competitive than other industries, why particular industries are doing well in a particular area of production than their other competitors in other countries. Okay, so we said Porter Diamond model is an economic model that is developed by Michael Porter that aims to highlight and explain why industries or nations become quite competitive in a particular location and on the national and international level. Okay, so Porter argued that a country could create factors that give its firm a comparative competitive advantage over firms in the same industry. Okay, Having said that, what we're just trying to say is that some particular countries succeed other countries in a particular area of production. Like if you want to buy a particular product like this, you say, it must be the one from Germany. Anybody that want to buy that product say, it must be the one from Germany. It's not like as if US is not producing that particular product, or Japan is not producing that particular product, or Nigeria is not producing that particular product. But Germany just tends to have a competitive advantage. Like for example, cars. I heard that people prefer German cars. It's not like as if other countries do not produce cars, but people just have this belief that no, if it's not from Germany, I don't want. So we have certain countries like that that are specialized in particular industries. So what gives that particular country a competitive advantage? Why is it that people prefer that country's own compared to other people? It's just like in phone production. In phone production, persons will tell you that they don't want chinko phone. They tell you they don't want chinko phone. That no, is it from China? No, 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 no. I don't want China. But if you bring the one from America, they'll say yes, America food. But if you find out they are doing the same thing, but something is just making America's own unique. So Michael Porter sat down and said, what can be the cause of this thing? Why is it that this country is doing well than other countries and in the same industry? So he brought out four reasons why it's so, and he represented them with a diamond shape. So we have the diagram here. This is diagram. These are the four models. We have our favorable factor condition. We have our related and supported industries. We have our demand conditions. And we have our firm strategy and rivalry. Okay, it is listed here. Favorable factor condition, related supporting industry, demand conditions in the home market, firm strategy, structure and rivalry. Okay, so we look at the first one, which is our favorable factor condition. Now, when you're talking about factors, we're talking about economic factors of production, which is our land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. We know our factors of production. Now, some countries tend to have good factors of production, better than other countries that will be very good for a particular industry. What are the examples of factors of? We have our land. Some countries have good land that are good for planting. We have other countries that they also have a lot of land, but they are not good for planting. If they plant, the produce of their plants will not be as rich as the produce of plants from other regions. So you cannot, for example, let's say Nigeria, our land is good for planting corn. We have, let's say, Ghana, maybe their land is not good enough for planting corn, but still they still plant the corn. You cannot compare the corn of Ghana and the corn of Nigeria and expect it to be the same. One will be richer, one will be fuller, one will have more seeds, one will be sweeter than the other. And when people that are buying discover that Nigeria is sweeter than Ghana, definitely they will always demand for Nigeria corn. So those are factors that used to enable particular countries have advantage over other countries. We have natural materials like timber, fresh water, mineral resources such as oil, metals, favorable climate. We also have our labor skill and knowledge. Some places they have good skill, they have good laborers, their IQ is just so great. Excuse me. We have our technological resources, and we have our infrastructure. Now, I said that the first three are factors that exist naturally. For example, good land, natural resources, those ones are just, they are gifts of nature. It's just luck for the country to have such things to their benefits. But you see, the other three, like labor skills and knowledge, technological resources, infrastructure, they are usually built upon by a country. Like for example, the United States of America spend a lot of money to ensure that people that have good IQ are utilized to make sure the economic stands well. Unlike Nigeria, where you have persons that innovate stuff, you see it trending on social media, they say okay, retweet till it gets to the governor of the state. At the end of the day, nothing. They will not do anything. The person's IQ skill just waste like that because the government is not ready to help them. But other advanced countries, they look at these particular skills, and then when they notice somebody has a talent, they try to build on that talent and look for how it will be beneficial to their economy. So those ones are usually built upon technological resources, like scientific research centers. Building scientific research centers is also a factor. Infrastructure, making sure that there is good network, you understand, make sure there is good road, there are good lights to enable these companies to do well. Uninterrupted power supply, so they are usually built on. And that's that about our factor, favorable factor conditions. So we'll go to the next one, which is our related and supporting industries. Okay, we said a country industry is more competitive compared to other countries when there is strong competition in related and supporting industries. Okay, now when there is serious competition in a particular country on a particular industry, because of this competition, let's say for example in Nigeria, should I use Nigeria now? Okay, let's use Nigeria. Let's say in Nigeria, the Dangote sugar and Golden Penny, is it Golden Penny sugar? I don't know if Golden Penny is a Nigerian company, but let's say Dangote sugar and Golden Penny sugar, if they are strong, okay, let me use Milo and Bovita. Milo and Bovita, they are strong competitors. Now, because they are strong competitors, they are always trying to what? Make their own product better than the other one. Milo will always try to make his product better than Bovita. Bovita will always try to make his product better than Milo by improving the packaging, the content, the advertisement, anything to make sure that they are at a greater stand than the other. Now, because of this competition, they are improving their products. They are improving how they do things. At the end of the day, they may end up being the best in the whole world. Now, other countries that also produce beverages, people may not want to drink their beverages. Somebody, maybe for example, let's using it as a case study. Let's assume Milo and Bovita are Nigerian products. Now you see people in America saying that no, they don't want their own tea. Is that they want Milo? Is Milo they want from Nigeria? Why? Because Milo has built its own product so much that it is now like the best. And why is that so? Because of competition. They were competing alongside. As they are competing, they are looking at innovative ideas, trying to make their goods better than the best. So that is also another thing that increases um, um, industrial competitive advantage. Okay, so we look at the next one, which is demand conditions. Now, Porter said that when there is strong demand in the local market, it used to make the local market to be more competitive. Now, from the notes here, we said the main factor of demand condition is home market demand. To have a competitive advantage for an industry, there must be a strong home market demand for products or services. In fact, the more demanding home market customers are, the greater the pressure on companies to innovate and improve. These demand conditions create a competitive advantage for that nation over time. Now, what are we trying to say? When local demand is strong, local firms will give more attention to their foreign competitors, to the needs of local customers. And this will now make the local firms to be more innovative and competitive. And when they now sell their products in global markets, the innovation and competitiveness created in the local market will help them to succeed internationally. So, having said that, we go to the last one, which is firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. Alright, now Porter suggested that other factors that create national competitive advantage are the strategy of firms and their owners, the organization structure, and the rivalry between local firms in the industry. What do we mean by their strategy? Different firms have different ideas, and different firms have both different strategy. When we are talking about structure, we have different type of structure. We have formal structure, we have informal structure. Now, these structures can make you have advantage over another company. If the companies in Nigeria, they follow formal structure, and the companies in Ghana, they follow informal structure. Because of that structure, it may give them advantage. Ghanaians may have advantage over Nigeria, because in the informal structure, they relate with each other. They embrace ideas. There's no this oga. It's like a family kind of thing. So because of that, anybody can easily approach the boss and say, okay, this is what I have in mind, this is what I think we should do, which is boosting their production process, and at the end it can make them better at that particular industry, just as case study. Now, it can also go the other way around. Because of their informality, it may tend to lead to confusion and this everybody doing what they like. And when everybody starts to do what they like, it will affect the production of visa and may make Nigeria better in that particular industry than Ghana. So it can be advantageous or inadvantageous. It depends on the industry they are operating in. Then we have our rivalry, which is similar to what we said before, that is competition. When there's competition among local firms, it used to make them innovate, make them keep looking for ways to meet needs and makes them better. So, having said that, we move to the roles of governments in creating national competitive advantage. Now, there are certain things that the government can do to ensure that their own country has what competitive advantage in certain industries. Now, what are the ways in which government can help? The first one is ensuring strict adherence to high technical standards of products. There should be a set rule or set standard that all the products in that particular industry must meet. Anything below this standard will not be accepted. Now, when that standard is set, the industries in that particular sector will try to meet and beat that standard, hence making them better. Then creating education and training system that develop appropriate labor skill and knowledge, giving room for persons that have skills, knowledge, bringing them together, training them, making them better than they are. And we have encouragement of healthy rivalry and competition. Encourage competition, but the competition should be what? Healthy, not the one that they be planning to kill each other. The one that they should encourage is one that they are planning to make themselves better than the other party without putting harm in the other party. Not the one that they will come and announce now, they will say Indomie is killing people. people should stop buying Indomie. That is not healthy competition. Instead of doing that, make your own product better so that people will come and buy your own product instead of buying Indomie. So, encouragement of healthy competition and provision of incentives to organizations. Okay, so we'll move to weakness of Porter Diamond model. Now, we said it is more relevant to companies in advanced economy than those in developing economy, and this is so because Porter actually tried this his model on 10, I think 10, um, 10 countries, and the countries he tried it are developed countries only. So we don't know if it works on in underdeveloped country, because he drew his conclusion from just developed economy. Then the second one is that it does not consider multinational companies which locate production operations in different countries across the world. We have multinational companies that, like for example of multinational company would be Guinness. Guinness is a multinational company. It is located in different countries. So even if you say Guinness is better than Gouda, or if you say yes, even if you say Guinness is better, I don't know if they are the same. If you say Guinness is better than Gouda, you cannot attribute Guinness to a particular country because it's a multinational company. So this has failed. This model has failed to analyze why Guinness is better than Gouda. So we have two questions here, two case study questions. The first question is on the first one we did, which is pesto, and the second question is on this Porter Diamond, and we'll be treating those two questions in our next class, and but it will be available for you in your material so you can go through it, read it, so you understand what I'm saying in the next class. These questions are from past questions because I can't tend to set this topic a lot, especially pesto analysis, and it usually comes out as case study question. So when the material is made available, let's try to go through it, let's try to read it, so that when I'm teaching in the next class, when I'm explaining it, it will be easier for us to understand. Thank you very much and have a lovely night.